Hey there fellow adventurers, I am Sunshade and today we're going to talk about add-ons and which ones I find most useful for various types of content that I play. And if you find this kind of content useful, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So let's get right into it. First, let's talk about general use add-ons. One of my favorite world content add-ons is World Quests List, which allows me to see the available world quests and their rewards much better so I can pick and choose what I need the most from the list. Silver Dragon will mark encountered rares and not let me pass them by unnoticed. Handy Notes is particularly useful in finding treasures, and it also offers some more info on chests that are harder to open up, but it also provides the location of various profession points. Opie is one of my favorites for binding extra spells or macros to my mouse and leaving my general buttons free for class spells. I use it mostly for my mounts, mailbox, and world markers, but you can bind anything to it, from racials, flasks, and potions to items in your bags or class spells. Friend Groups is another great add-on that helps me organize my friend list, making them easier to find in the list when I'm looking for someone specific, or to discover where I know someone from when I get a Battlenet Whisper and I have no clue who that person is. Immersion is my favorite add-on for questing, giving the entire quest UI an overhaul, making it so much smaller and much more immersive. Another very useful add-on for those who have many alts is Saved Instances. This add-on will allow you to have an overview of all your characters and what weeklies they have completed, the world bosses, the keystones completed, currencies, and so much more. And it carries over across expansions. If the list is too big for you, you can always add or remove anything of interest to you from the settings. Altoholic is another add-on for those of us with a large warband, with a very large amount of information and a general account summary, bag usage in items, currencies, gold, and so on. Auctionator is my favorite add-on for both general use but also for professions, giving me many more options when going to the auction house. With it, I can create shopping lists, make fast searches to compare the prices of materials versus the final crafted items. It adds tooltip prices, it has a fast selling tab, which is my favorite feature about it, and many more features I will let you discover by yourselves because you really have to get this one. And last but not least, I very much recommend Minimap Button Bag Reborn, a very simple add-on which takes all of your add-ons and slaps them down in a single button so you don't go around your minimap searching and searching and searching. Now, moving on to profession add-ons, I must say I don't really work so much on my professions in general, but there are a couple of add-ons that help out a lazy worker like me, starting with Craft Sim, an amazing add-on which helps you figure out where you should put your profession knowledge in order to improve on a specific craft and to be able to make better quality items. Of course, there are so many more features to this, like calculating stat weights and average profit, price details, and assigning the most profitable reagent combinations, and it even has a simulation mode and many optimizations to crafting in general. Next, the Weekly Knowledge add-on helps you discover points you have available for learning and where you can get them. And it even marks them on your map if you are unsure about where the vendors are, for example. Lastly, for gathering professions like herbalism and mining, GatherMate 2 is the add-on to get. This will record every node you discover and mark them on your map so that when you go out farming, you will know which materials you get from any area and where the richest clutter of herbs and mines can be found. And finally, let's talk about add-ons that are particularly useful in PvE environments such as raids or Mythic Plus keys. First and foremost, Bigwigs or DBM. That is the question of the ages. These two add-ons do pretty much the same thing, with Bigwigs being a little bit more customizable, which is why I prefer it to DBM at the moment. They both provide timers and alerts for various boss mechanics in any PvE environment, and everybody should have one of them. Bigwigs also has a Little Wigs version which is only used for dungeon content. Weakoras are the next big thing, and they provide a plethora of useful options like the raidability timeline Weakora, turning your DBM or Bigwigs timers into a bar, and you can get various class spells and cooldowns Weakoras and basically any alerts you want to see on your screen, like a list of available interrupts in a dungeon, available buffs on ready check, dungeon affix timers, so on and so forth. And for those of you who are new to the add-on, remember that you don't need to configure it yourself. Just install the add-on and head over to wago.io and you can import any pre-made Weakora you need. The ones I recommend the most are the seasonal raid and dungeon week auras, which will tell you what you need to do on any boss in the raid or any keys. Plater is another very useful add-on dealing with enemy nameplates, and it is extremely customizable. You can change the color of the bars and spells, glows, you can track your dots and spell cooldowns better, you can add various scripts to make your life easier, and again, if you're new to the add-on and you don't know how to set it up yourself or just don't want to go through the whole trouble of doing that, you can again head over to wego.io and import somebody else's profile. If you like my profile, you can just type Sunshade in the wego.io search bar and you will find it there, or simply in the description to this video. Details is an add-on most of the community uses to see how much DPS or HPS they are blasting compared to their fellow raiders or dungeoneers. But the add-on is so much bigger than that. You can check interrupts and dispels, you can see your death log with more ease, and most importantly, you can use it to improve as a player, not only by tracking all of these, but also by getting a breakdown of your spells, pets, and trinkets, and also compare to the casts of another player of the same class and spec as you. And a feature not known by many, you can set it to announce your interrupts in chat as well, thus not needing an extra add-on for that. Better Character Panel is another awesome add-on which simply shows your character panel better. It shows your enchants, gems, and item level so that you never go to a raid unprepared. I also recommend getting Simulation Craft, which together with the website raidbots.com will help you discover the best items you have in your bags, the best enchants and gems you can get for them, talent combinations for various content, and also you can check which item drops you need the most from varied content, from PvE to professions, world content, and PvP. If you aren't sure how this add-on and the website works, check the description below for my simming guide, which you can also find on my YouTube channel. Another add-on you can use for finding useful loot for yourself is Keystone Loot, a simple, straightforward add-on where you can search for specific items you may want and where they drop so you can head out and farm for them. MDT, Mythic Dungeon Tools, is a very useful add-on for those who love to run keystones, and it provides trash and boss information, spells, percentage, and so on. But it is mostly used for creating and viewing routes in order to optimize your Mythic Plus experience. On the other hand, for raiding, especially in a guild, I recommend Method Raid Tools, which provides a lot of organizational options, long-term group setup, raid inspection, markers that stick on specific players, raid cooldown lists, and probably its most used feature, raid notes. Here you can paste in assigned defensive or healing cooldowns for your raid. Players will be able to see when their assignments come up and never miss another assignment again. The add-on has a lot of useful features and in my opinion is a must-have in progress-focused guilds. Alter Ego is my favorite add-on when it comes to checking my warband for completed PvE content and vaults. It is highly customizable and it gives you all the information you need in order to keep up to date to your completed keystones and raids on all of your alts. If you need more information about this one, check out the link in the description below to its related video. Next is Cell, and this is the add-on I recently started using as a replacement for my raid and party frames, and it works pretty much the same as any healing add-on like Voodoo or Healbot, but it is much easier to configure. It has a very simple menu and you can set it up pretty much any way you want, and you can add or remove any spells and cooldowns you may want to track. With add-ons of this type, not only healers will have a much easier time healing the group, but also other classes that have spells they could cast on other players like Misdirection, Battle Reses, and buffs like PI or the entire toolkit of Augmentation Evokers. And last but not least, an add-on that I have been searching for a very long time that I recently found and has proven to be incredibly useful to me. Add-on Control Panel. This add-on will allow you to make different setups of add-ons that you may want to use in various environments. Given that lately I've had some FPS issues in 30-man raid environments, I had to turn off a lot of add-ons in order to make the game playable for me. And it was pretty tiresome to turn them all off and on again after the raid. Well, no longer. Add-on Control Panel will allow you to make a lot of presets where you can choose whichever add-ons you want to, you save it to the preset you want, you rename it, and then just load it. Whenever I go to a raid, I simply activate my raid profile, which will turn off all of the world content and Mythic Plus add-ons, and only keep those that I need in a raid. When I'm done, I simply switch back to my default profile. It is that simple. I know this has been a decently long list, but I wanted to provide a better overview of the add-ons I find most useful and use on a daily basis. But I want to mention that WoW can be played without any add-ons whatsoever. Enjoy the beauty of the game and don't clutter your screen if you don't need or want to. Add-ons are simply there to help you out and catch your attention when needed, or simplify your job when you choose to. I hope that this video was helpful to a handful of people at the very least, and please let me know in the comments below of other useful add-ons you found in your long years of playing World of Warcraft. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more WoW content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!